Happy Tuesday. I did not work yesterday. Unfortunately, when I went to the doctor on Saturday to get those antibiotics for the sinus infection / a little bit of bronchitis, I left with the antibiotics and the stomach flu that I picked up while I was there. So it has been a rough few days. My dad told me not to come to work until I could keep food down because there's no point in me making myself sicker and then also making everyone at the farm sick. So I did that. So I showed up this morning and he told me that I might as well go home and go back to bed because they're not planting today. They're working on tile holes, so I appreciate that. So I'm still not feeling that well. I am not at the shop again today. I just have zero energy, probably because I haven't been able to eat that much because I don't feel good. But I'm just really tired. So my dad was like, you need to get better before we do start planting. They have not started planting yet. My dad and Jeff have been working on tile holes, and then right now, like you just saw, my dad is spraying a little bit while the wind isn't too bad. So hopefully tomorrow I'll be back in the shop for at least part of the day. But since I am feeling a little bit better and my dad and Jeff are busy, I'm going over like an hour east of the shop to pick up some parts at the machine shop. Since obviously it doesn't require a whole lot of energy or strength, because I also have no strength. I don't have a lot anyways, but I really don't right now. I'm tired and I'm weak. But hopefully tomorrow I'll be back at the shop in the fields and helping again, and hopefully I'll feel better. Fingers crossed. I did make it into work today. I was late, but I think that my dad and Jeff must be out fixing tile holes. I don't know where else they would be, and the only things missing are the service truck and the backhoe. So while they are out fixing tile holes, I am just doing a little prep work for when we do get busy in the fields. That way, it's super easy to just, get some sandwiches ready, pack a lunch in the morning if you want to. It's so much easier when you're prepared. So I'm just going to slice up tomatoes, some onions, get the lettuce ready, and then this thing, and then get some little baggies with carrots and celery in little containers of ranch dressing. It just helps things go a little more smoothly sometimes. I like to think it does. If anything, it makes me feel better. So we're getting the bean planter all good to go. I'm just hanging up, or I gotta clean a window where I put my little iPad holder, so otherwise it won't stick very well. We've got the closing wheels on there. We got it all greased up. I think Jeff's pulling around, he's pulling around the 8420 because the backup camera is still in it and it needs moved to this so I can see people coming behind me on the highway when I'm going down the road. Just nice to have that as a safety measure. Don't really need it for actually backing up, but so we've got that going on. They got the seed tender out and ready to go, so we're just figuring out exactly like how much talc and graphite mixture we want to put in each box of seed before it goes into the planter, and just getting all those final little details worked out. Where I want this, where it'll be like at a good spot for me to see everything. I think right there, that looks good. Okay. She's in there. So Jeff is loading the seed tender. I just finished getting the kitchen and everything ready to go for busy season. My dad he just set the field down there. He didn't actually tell Jeff what field he was going to with the turbo till to work that a little bit. And then his plan is to plant a few beans. He usually plants the corn, but he just wants to double check and make sure everything is working the way it should be working. So yeah, just testing everything out. So when we actually do really go for it, we don't get stuck fixing a bunch of things. We're trying to start planting, but the first afternoon is always full of issues, so not a lot of video because that's just going to cause more issues if I'm videoing. I'm actually about to call it quits for the night. Since we were just testing everything out, tomorrow we're actually going to go for it. Yeah, only planted, I think we'll end the night with about 50 acres in the ground, but just wanted to make sure that everything was running smoothly with the seed tender, with the planter, with the tractor. And now that we had a few kinks, we always do the first day, but we got those worked out, I think. So me and this bad boy are going to have quite the day tomorrow. Please ignore the dirty windshield. They are still burning. I can't help with that because the smoke will make me cough worse, and I do not need to be any sicker than I am. So my dad is sending me home to get some sleep. We did end up planting yesterday, just a little bit, like I said, just to test everything out. We were planning on hitting it hard this morning, but we got actually a pretty heavy frost last night and brought a lot of moisture up out of the ground, and so things are not working as well this morning as we had hoped. So we're waiting for the ground to get a little better before we go out and start planting again. The guys are working on the big yellow bee. I am working on, some people are having some shipping issues. Their packages are just floating around, who knows where. So trying to find their packages and get them delivered. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm still feeling pretty rough. I woke up this morning and man, my throat is killing me. So I'm not entirely upset about not like going hard right from the get-go this morning. Time to start planting. All right, it's Friday, and why not start your first full day of planting on a Friday? It always seems to go like that. It's always Friday or Saturday. But honestly, there is no such thing as a weekend on a farm. It's pretty much just every day is a work day. Oh, there's one. Sometimes you just don't find them very well in some rows. They're there, just, it's like an Easter egg hunt. Yep, there it is. All right. So far, it has not been a bad Friday. mom's family Easter is tomorrow, so I don't know if we're going to quit for an hour or two for that, or if they're just going to come out and ride with for a while, which would be kind of cool. They all kind of live in the suburb city over by Indy, or, you know, more populated areas, so that would be pretty cool. Cute little kids. But yeah, I'm about to finish up my second field, and I'm going to move up to the 120, which that's the name of the field. Very obviously, it's got 120 acres in it, so we'll be in the middle of that one when we quit tonight. Making a quick pit stop for an actual bathroom and some ibuprofen for my throat and a Coke. You know, the necessities. So I called our other John Deere guy. So tomorrow, first thing, we gotta fix the problem that's causing this to keep popping up, because it's just annoying. And you can't do anything, like you can't shift your guidance or anything with that on that screen, which is very annoying. I do not like that, John Deere. That's it for today. Just taking the seed tender in from the field, and I guess we will see what tomorrow brings. Fingers crossed, some more. That moved the seed all the way up. Some more planting, but you never know. So it did rain a little bit, not a whole lot, more of a sprinkle last night, which kind of sucked because what we were waiting on last night was for the ground to dry up a little bit on top for me to finish planting that field up there. So my dad is finishing working the ends up there, and Jeff and I, he's folding it up right now. We changed a few of those little sweeps on the cultivator that were worn out. We did not change them all. We'll do that like once we've used it for usually about like half the spring, just to, you know, make sure it's working the ground nicely and evenly. But there were a few that were a little bit more worn out than the others, so we went ahead and switched those out. I managed to not hit my head or rip my pants, so we're gonna count that as a win, and fingers crossed I'll be able to finish planting that soon. Running home to get ready for my mom's family Easter, and as I'm passing this elder field, the fertilizer plant is actually spreading, which now you can't see it, but they're loading out of that truck, and he's way back there. So I actually ended up getting the rest of yesterday off and a surprise turn of events to hang out with my mom's family at Easter. And my dad finished planting that field. My brother went up to help him like get the seed ready and all that jazz. So yeah, I kind of got to enjoy my Saturday afternoon a little bit with family that I haven't seen in a while. So I'm just here printing off some paperwork for my dad. He is working ground, and then we have to let it dry out for a while. So I'm printing this out, and then that's it. So thank you guys so much for watching along for another week. Especially, well, I guess it started out really boring with me being sick, but it ended on a high note with getting in the fields and actually planting. So thank you guys so much for watching along. I hope you've had a great week and had a great weekend, and I will see you all next week.